You might not feel it right now, but there's a quiet mistake many people over 60 make first thing in the morning, and it could be putting your brain and heart at serious risk. It doesn't feel dangerous. In fact, it feels comforting. It feels like part of your routine. Maybe it's a drink you've trusted for years, something that gives you a little lift, helps you wake up, or just feels familiar. But what if that one small habit is quietly building up stress inside your body, raising your chances of stroke without you even realizing it? Most seniors I've spoken to don't smoke. They walk every day, they take their medicines on time, but they still end up facing heart issues or brain health problems later in life. And do you know what we found in common? It's not their meals. It's what they drink first thing in the morning. Because that one choice you make in the first 30 minutes after waking up sets the tone for how your heart and brain will work for the rest of the day. I'm going to walk you through 5 of the most common drink habits older adults follow in the morning, and how they might be putting your brain at risk. Some of them are even labeled healthy, but they may be doing more harm than good. And don't worry, I won't just tell you what to avoid. I'll show you simple, safer options that can help you feel better, think more clearly, and protect your brain as you age. Before we dive in, I'd love to know, where are you watching from today? Drop your city or state in the comments below. I always love seeing how far our community is reaching. Point 1. Sweetened iced coffee or flavored lattes. It's not just a drink, it's a little moment of comfort, especially when you've earned the right to enjoy life after working so hard for so many years. That sound of ice clinking in the glass, the swirl of creamer, maybe a hint of caramel or vanilla, it feels like a reward. And honestly, it doesn't seem harmful. After all, it's just coffee, right? But here's the part most people never hear. When you drink sweetened iced coffee or those fancy flavored lattes first thing in the morning, especially on an empty stomach, you may be setting your body up for trouble. And I'm not talking about a small issue. I'm talking about your brain, your heart, and your blood vessels, the things that keep you standing, thinking, walking, and remembering the people you love. Let me explain what happens in your body the moment you take that first sweet sip. The sugar, and there's a lot of it in those creamers and syrups, rushes into your bloodstream fast. That causes a sharp spike in your blood sugar. Your body scrambles to handle it. At the same time, caffeine and coffee narrow your blood vessels. That means the blood doesn't flow as easily, especially to areas like the brain. And to make it worse, many creamers, even the ones that say non-dairy or low-fat, have hidden sodium. That sodium quietly raises your blood pressure over time, especially dangerous if your arteries are already aging or a little stiff, which happens naturally as we grow older. Now imagine doing that every single morning. One sweet drink after another, day after day for years. You won't feel anything at first. In fact, you'll probably feel just fine. That's what makes it dangerous. You won't know something's wrong until a clot forms, travels to your brain, and suddenly your ability to speak, walk, or even think clearly is taken from you in a moment. And here's what hurts the most. Many seniors never had a warning. They weren't eating junk food. They weren't drinking sodas. They were just having coffee, something that felt harmless, something the world says is perfectly okay. But for people with high blood pressure, diabetes, or a history of heart problems, these sweetened drinks are like a slow poison, building up damage little by little. If you're making your coffee at home with sugar and flavored creamer, or buying it at a drive-thru with whipped toppings, syrups, or foam, I urge you to rethink it. A habit that gives you 5 minutes of comfort might be costing you years of clear thinking, independence, and quality of life. That's not an even trade. You deserve better. Try switching to plain coffee with a little bit of unsweetened milk, or enjoy it after having breakfast, not before. The goal isn't to take away joy. It's to keep you strong, sharp, and able to enjoy life longer. Point 2. Bottled or packaged fruit juice. Orange juice, apple juice, mixed fruit blends. They're often labeled as 100% juice or no added sugar, and they come in bright cartons that look healthy. You probably grew up thinking juice was good for you, and honestly, back then we didn't know any better. A glass of orange juice with breakfast felt like the smart, healthy way to start the day. But here's the truth no one told us. Store-bought juice may be hurting your brain and your heart more than helping, especially after the age of 60. Let's break it down. Even if the label says 100% juice, that drink is loaded with natural sugars, often just as much as soda. That's not a scare tactic. That's what's actually printed in the nutrition labels. And when you drink that glass of juice first thing in the morning on an empty stomach, here's what happens. Your blood sugar shoots up fast, and your arteries, especially the ones leading to your brain, take a hit. Your blood becomes thick with sugar, your heart starts working harder to push that blood around, and your brain, which needs a steady, smooth supply of oxygen, starts dealing with sudden pressure changes. Now, here's the dangerous part for seniors. The fiber from the original fruit is completely missing in those juices. That's what used to slow down sugar absorption when we ate the whole fruit. But in bottled juice, it's all been filtered out. So now you're left with a fast-acting, sugary liquid that floods your system. No brakes, no balance, and no warning sign. And this isn't just about one day. If you drink packaged juice every morning, you're creating a pattern. Over time, those morning sugar spikes inflame the lining of your arteries, something doctors call endothelial damage. That inflammation makes your vessels weaker and more likely to develop plaque or even rupture. And that's one of the biggest causes of strokes, especially in older adults. Endothelial damage might not feel a thing while it's happening. That's the scariest part. There's no headache, no pain, no obvious clue, but your brain and heart are silently being affected, day by day, glass by glass. Now, this doesn't mean you can't enjoy fruit. In fact, whole fruit is one of the best things you can eat. The natural sugars are balanced by the fiber, seeds, and pulp, which help your body process everything slowly and safely. If you love the taste of juice, consider switching to a homemade smoothie using the entire fruit, peel, seeds, and all. Simply eat an orange instead of drinking it. You've worked hard to protect your health. Don't let a carton of juice undo that. What feels like a healthy start might be slowly creating the conditions for stroke, fatigue, and long-term damage. So next time you open the fridge in the morning, take a second to pause. Point 3. Diet sodas and zero-sugar beverages. Now, let's talk about something that might surprise you. Diet sodas and so-called zero-sugar drinks. You've probably seen them on shelves everywhere. They're labeled no calories, sugar-free diet or zero. And if you're watching your blood sugar, trying to cut down on weight, or managing diabetes, you might feel like these are the safer choice. After all, they don't have sugar, so what could be the harm? Here's what no one tells you. Cutting sugar doesn't always mean cutting risk. In fact, some of these sugar-free drinks can quietly do just as much harm, sometimes even more, especially to your brain and heart. The problem isn't what's missing. It's what's been added in its place. These drinks usually contain artificial sweeteners like aspartame, sucralose, or acyl potassium. Sounds harmless, right? But research is showing something very different. These sweeteners confuse your body. Even though they don't have sugar, they still trigger your body to release insulin the same way real sugar would, and that repeated confusion can lead to insulin resistance, inflammation inside your blood vessels, and higher chances of stroke and heart disease. And it doesn't stop there. These drinks also mess with your gut health. You've probably heard that gut health affects your brain, mood, and immune system, and it's true. Artificial sweeteners can throw off the balance of good bacteria in your body, leading to more inflammation. That's especially concerning for older adults, because as we age, our systems become more sensitive to those changes. But perhaps the most worrying part, a large study found that seniors who drank diet soda daily were at a much higher risk of stroke and memory decline, even if their weight and blood sugar looked fine. The sweeteners didn't just confuse the body, They interfered with the way the brain and heart communicate. Over time, that led to irregular heart rhythms, poor circulation, and a greater chance of blood clots, all major warning signs for stroke. And there's something else hiding in those cans: caffeine and sodium. You may not taste it, but many diet drinks are high in sodium, which can raise your blood pressure. Caffeine, especially when you're not well hydrated, can pull water from your body, and as we've already said, even a little dehydration in older age can lead to thicker blood, slower circulation, and higher stroke risk. Now, this doesn't mean you can never enjoy a fizzy drink again, but it does mean you should understand the full picture. If you're drinking diet soda daily because you think it's a healthier option, you may want to think twice. It's not just about what you're avoiding, it's about what you're putting in its place. Instead, try flavored water with slices of fruit or herbal teas that feel refreshing and support your body, not stress it. The goal is not to take away joy, it's to protect the life you've built, the memories you're still making, and the energy you need to enjoy every day ahead. Point 4. Energy drinks and sports drinks. Now, energy drinks. Let's talk about something that's often overlooked: energy drinks and sports drinks. You've probably seen them on TV or at the store with flashy labels promising things like more energy, hydration, or electrolyte balance. Some older adults even grab one thinking, maybe this will help me feel young again, give me a boost in the morning. And listen, it's completely normal to want more energy at this stage in life. Keeping up with family, moving around comfortably, and staying mentally sharp really matters. But the sad truth is these drinks were never made for older bodies. In fact, for many people over 60, they can quietly cause more harm than good. Let's start with energy drinks. They're often loaded with extremely high levels of caffeine, plus other stimulants like taurine or ginseng. That combination might give you a short burst of energy, but it pushes your heart and nervous system into overdrive. Your heart beats faster, your blood vessels tighten up, and your blood pressure can spike in just minutes. Now think about this. If you already have heart issues, high blood pressure, or even slightly narrowed arteries from aging, this sudden rush can be dangerous. It's like revving the engine of an old car without checking the oil first. You don't feel the damage right away, but it adds up fast. That spike in blood pressure and the strain on your heart raise your stroke risk, especially when it happens over and over again. And what about sports drinks? They seem safer, right? They say electrolytes, and that sounds like something your body needs. But here's the catch. Many sports drinks are loaded with sodium, sugar, and artificial coloring. That much sodium isn't helpful. It actually stresses your kidneys and raises your blood pressure even more. And the artificial dyes, your body doesn't need them at all. They just add another layer of toxins for your system to deal with. You might be drinking these because you feel tired, foggy, or dehydrated. But the truth is, many seniors who turn to these drinks end up more dehydrated than before. Why? Because caffeine and sodium pull water from your body instead of giving it. That means your blood gets thicker, your brain gets less oxygen, and your stroke risk climbs. It's heartbreaking, really. Most older adults reach for these drinks with hope for more energy, better focus, or just to get through the day. But they often end up feeling worse, more tired, more foggy, and more at risk. The good news is there's a better way. If you need a gentle boost in the morning, try a glass of warm water with a slice of lemon and just a pinch of sea salt. That supports your body naturally. It hydrates you, supports your circulation, and helps your brain wake up without any crashes or hidden dangers. You don't need to chase energy from a can. Your body still has strength. It just needs the right kind of support, not stimulants that work against it. Point 5. Skipping water in the morning. Of all the mistakes we've talked about, this last one might seem the smallest, but in truth, it could be the most dangerous and the most common. It's the habit of not drinking water first thing in the morning. Well, let me what is your feel? Now, you might be thinking, it's just water. I'll have some later with my pills or breakfast. And yes, you probably will. But here's what most people over 60 don't realize. Those first few hours in the morning are critical, especially for your heart and brain. And if you're not starting your day with water, your body could be running dry before it even gets going. Think about it. You've just gone 7 to 8 hours without drinking anything while you sleep. Your body is still working. You're losing water as you breathe, as you sweat, and through basic metabolism. By the time you wake up, your system is already mildly dehydrated, even if you don't feel thirsty. And that's where things get tricky. As we age, our sense of thirst naturally gets weaker, so by the time you actually feel thirsty, your body may already be running low on fluids. Your blood may be a little thicker, and your heart may be working a little harder just to circulate it. That's not something you'll feel right away, but your brain does, your arteries do, and over time, that mild dehydration can increase your risk of blood clots, stroke, and even memory problems. Many strokes in older adults happen in the morning. That's not a coincidence. It's the time when the body is driest, circulation is slower, and the brain is more vulnerable. If you wake up and immediately reach for coffee, juice, or nothing at all, your body starts the day already behind. And sometimes, all it takes is one small clot, one narrowed blood vessel, or one moment of low oxygen, and everything changes. You might lose your ability to speak clearly. You might lose the strength in one side of your body. You might not remember your own family. And while that sounds scary, what's worse is that it could have been prevented with something as simple as a glass of water. So here's the best advice I can give you. Make water your first drink of the day. Not coffee, not juice, not soda. Just one full glass of room temperature water right after waking up. No ice, no sweeteners, nothing fancy. Just clean, pure water. That one habit can help thin your blood, improve your circulation, support your brain, and protect your heart before you even eat a bite. It sets the tone for the entire day. It's one of the simplest ways to take control of your health, your energy, and your future. You've taken care of others your whole life. Now it's time to take care of yourself, starting with one quiet, life-saving habit each morning. If you've stayed with me this far, it means you care. Not just about adding more years to your life, but about adding more life to your years. That matters because most people don't think twice about what they drink in the morning. It's just a small sip, just a simple habit. But the truth is, those small repeated choices are what shape your future health more than almost anything else. For many seniors, a stroke doesn't just come out of nowhere. It builds silently, day by day, through tiny moments, like skipping water, choosing sugar over hydration, or trusting labels that say diet or natural without really knowing what's inside. These aren't dramatic decisions. They're familiar. And that's why they're so dangerous. The body you live in now is different from the one you had at 30 or 40. It needs a little more care, a little more support, but not in big complicated ways, just in quiet, consistent ones. That's what this is really about, giving your heart and brain what they need to keep going strong so you can keep living the life you've built with independence, clarity, and dignity. Tomorrow morning, when you wake up, pause for just a moment before you reach for that sweet coffee, that carton of juice, or that fizzy diet soda. Just ask yourself, is this helping my body today or making it work harder than it should? Start with a glass of plain water. Let that be your first act of kindness to your body. It costs nothing, takes less than a minute, but it speaks volumes. It says, I'm listening, I'm paying attention now. Because prevention doesn't come with fireworks or warning bells. It comes with quiet wisdom and quiet action. If this message helped you in any way, I hope you'll take a second to share it with someone you care about. You never know. It might be the reason they never have to recover from a stroke. And now, I'd love to hear from you. What's one small change you're going to make in your morning routine? Share it in the comments, and let's support each other in this journey.